so once you have your timeline filled up here down at the bottom, all right, so again, as I hit play, I can see my changes happening, right? So we have our different slides here, we have our different times. Depending on what you have visible on your layers, at which slide will indicate your animation. And then down below, you can change the duration of your slides down here at the bottom, right? So let me stop this for a minute, dude. So down here, this is how many seconds. So if it's going too slow, you can decrease the seconds here, so 0.2 to 0.1, or if it's going too fast, you can increase the time. If you want to do multiples, I just click on the first one, hold down my shift key, I click on the last one, and then if I let go of the shift key, and if I click on the numbers here, I can change the time for all of them. So if I want to go a little faster, I can go 0.1 seconds. It just changed them all. So now it's going faster. If I want to copy things, you remember from yesterday as well, if I want to copy, like I want this thing to play over and over again, I could shift click all of these at the end here. And then if I hold down the option key, I can drag these over right here and make a whole, make a whole nother set right in the end here. But again, if you're running a loop, you really don't need to make a new series of them. It's just going to run the same loop over and over again. So the last thing you're going to choose here is under here where it says once, 3 times, or forever. That's up to you. If you want, most people are probably going to want their GIF to run over and over and over again. So you're going to make sure that forever is clicked. But if you do just want to, like for a corporate logo or something like that, if you want it to just appear once when somebody goes to the website and then animate once, you would choose that once option right there. All right, so everything's all set. I've checked all my frames. Everything looks dynamite. All right, so then I'm going to go to File. I'm going to go to Export. And then I'm going to do this one right here where it says Save for Web, or this Legacy one right here. So I'm going to say Legacy. It's going to bring up this new window here. Sorry, it's rolling here. It's thinking. Depending on how big your animation is, too, it might be have to think a little bit longer, crank a little bit longer here. All right, we've gone from the dots to the spinning color wheel here. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to reduce the size of this because, again, when it's on the internet, you don't need a 72-inch by 52-inch, like this enormous thing. It's going to be super slow, right? So we want this thing to run as fast and lean as possible. So what you're going to do is right here under this little preset window, you're going to select the option that says GIF on it, or GIF, right? Just like so. And then it should automatically reselect this preset to the GIF 128 dithered. All right, so those are the 2 settings you want at the top. So the GIF 128 dithered here at the top, and then the type of file that you're saving is the GIF right here. All right. So then what you can see down here is basically what happened, this thing that's called the color table. What this did was it broke your piece down. Instead of millions of colors, it broke it down into 256 colors. So if you look really closely at your design, it's going to be a little bit fuzzier. It's going to be a little bit grainier because it's actually eliminating some of the colors that are in there. But for this purpose, usually a GIF is pretty small and simple. The fewer colors, the better. And it also reduces the file size of your file dramatically to go from millions of colors to 256. This actually went to 128. So this one is our dithered 128. Sorry, I misspoke there. So this is actually dithering it down into 128 colors. Then the last thing you might want to do down here is if you have not preset your image size. So usually when I make an animated GIF, and we'll address this when we do our logos, is you start your project at the proper pixel size that you want it to be, right? And remember, we talked about a screen, like a computer screen or a TV screen being 1080p, right? Pixels across. So you want to know where your source is going to be. Right now, this is 2,550 pixels. It's showing it right here by 3,300 pixels, which is way too big for an animated GIF. It's just enormous. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this, and I'm going to run it at, I'm going to say 800 wide, and then it's going to be 1,000 high. And that's still probably pretty large. That's almost like a full screen of your computer. So you may make it smaller. If you're just doing a thumbnail for your Schoology logo and you want it to go, I mean, that's tiny. That's like, I don't even know, 60 pixels by 80 or, it's something pretty small. So I'm going to reduce that size. It's going to reduce my file size. And then the last thing I'm going to do is just hit this save button right here. I hit save. It should give me a pre-window here that allows me to title it, hopefully. Let's see. And And we're waiting. Yeah, because see right now the GIF as it was. Oh, so there you go. So I know it sort of happened quickly here, but if you look on the screen, whoops, this GIF right now, it used to say, I think it was 29 megabytes, which is enormous for an animated GIF to load, especially like on Tumblr or Twitter or something like that. But here, if I did all that stuff to it, now it's going to be 3.795 megabytes, which is much, much smaller. All right. So let's call this Batman Mess. I'm going to save it as a, I'm saving it as a GIF, this GIF. So you want to make sure that you don't erase that GIF at the end there. You just change this part up here. I'm going to select my, I don't know, just select the desktop, I guess. We'll save it there. Down here it says format images only. That's fine. And then default settings, you just leave that alone. And I'm going to say save. Depending on how big your file is, depending on how much reduction you're doing, it'll take a second or two. See, mine went pretty quickly right there. So if I minimize my window, let's move this thing over here. Here's my Batman Mess GIF right here. If I double click on this, it's going to take me into preview, right? And here I can see these are all the individual slides of my GIF, but I don't want to look at it that way. So there are programs that will allow you to look at GIFs, but all you really need to do is just drag it onto either Safari or Chrome, and Chrome will open a new window. There you go, and it'll show you what it looks like. Also, if you have like a Twitter, or not, I guess Twitter can't do pictures. If you have an Instagram or you have your Facebook page and you load this on your Facebook page, it will automatically be animated like this. Like it'll just go on forever. And again, depending on what size it is, some programs like Schoology or some other profile pictures allow you to do things where you can make like a mobile profile picture like that. So that's all you got to do. So then what you'll do here is in juxtaposition and the extra animated GIF submissions, I'm going to go in here. I'm going to add media. I'm going to go to my desktop, so let's attach files here. Desktop. I'm going to look for the Batman Mess. Where are you? Here we go, Batman Mess. I'm going to say open and add. Here we go. And there you go. So you can see even in the preview of my Schoology that my animated GIF is working there. And I call it animated GIF. I think it's pronounced GIF, but people get all funky about that. So there you go. So that's all you got to do. So good luck to you.